Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village tucked away in the countryside, there lived a humble farmer who owned a donkey. This donkey had been with him for many years, a loyal, hard-working companion who had helped plow fields, carry heavy loads, and pull carts under the hot sun. But as time passed, the donkey grew old. His back curved with age, his steps slowed, and he was no longer strong enough to help with the demanding work on the farm. The farmer, recognizing the donkey's years of faithful service, decided not to force him into labor anymore. Instead, he let the old animal roam freely, spending his remaining days grazing in the open fields, soaking in the sun, and resting beneath the shade of trees. Then came one warm afternoon. The donkey was meandering through the meadow, lazily nibbling at the tall grass, when he accidentally stumbled into an old dry well. It was deep and narrow, and he couldn't climb out. Stuck and scared, the donkey began to cry out loud, desperate brays that echoed through the countryside. About an hour passed before someone heard him. A neighbor, walking along the road, was startled by the noise. Curious and concerned, he followed the sound until he reached the well. Peering in, he was shocked to see the donkey trapped at the bottom. Without hesitation, he ran back to the village to alert the farmer. When the farmer heard the news, his heart sank. He quickly gathered a group of neighbors and rushed to the well. They found the donkey at the bottom, his eyes wide with fear, tears glistening as he brayed for help. They tried everything: ropes, ladders, pulleys, but the well was too narrow and the donkey too heavy. Every attempt failed. As the sun began to set, the farmer, overwhelmed by sorrow and practicality, came to a difficult conclusion. The donkey was old. He'd lived a full life. Maybe it was time to let go. So, with a heavy heart, he made a decision. They would fill the well with dirt. If they couldn't save the donkey, they would at least end his suffering quickly. The neighbors hesitated, but eventually agreed. One by one, they lifted shovels and began tossing dirt into the well. When the first clump of dirt hit the donkey's back, he froze, then another and another. At first, he panicked. He cried out louder, realizing what was happening. They weren't going to save him, they were going to bury him. But then, something shifted. Instead of letting the dirt pile on top of him, the donkey did something unexpected. He shook it off, and then he stepped up on it. More dirt came. Again, he shook it off and climbed higher. Every shovel of dirt was meant to bury him, but he used it to rise. Inch by inch, step by step, he kept going. Shake it off. Step up. Shake it off. Step up. Time passed. The cries from the well stopped. The group grew quiet. Curious, the farmer peered into the darkness, and what he saw took his breath away. There, standing just a few feet from the top, was the donkey. And then, with a final push, the old animal stepped onto the mound of dirt and leapt gracefully out of the well. The people were stunned. The farmer was speechless. The donkey, no longer crying, simply looked around and walked away, back into the open field, back into the freedom of the world. He never looked back. And in that quiet, dusty moment, something profound was revealed, not just about the donkey, but about us. This story isn't just about survival. It's about how we choose to face life's challenges. See, the dirt was meant to end the donkey's story. It was meant to cover him, to silence him. But he turned it into a ladder. Each problem thrown his way became a stepping stone. That's the first lesson. Life will throw dirt on you. People will write you off. Situations will feel hopeless. But you can choose how to respond. You can let it bury you, or you can shake it off and rise. The second lesson is about resilience. The donkey didn't wait for someone to rescue him. He didn't give up when help didn't come. He adapted. He acted. He found strength within himself that no one else saw. And that's something we all need to remember. Sometimes, when you're in the darkest place, when it feels like no one is coming to save you, that's when you realize your own power. That's when you stop waiting and you start climbing. The third lesson is about self-worth. The farmer decided the donkey wasn't useful anymore. He thought the donkey's best days were behind him, but the donkey proved him wrong. He showed that value doesn't disappear with age or weakness or others' opinions. You are not defined by what others think of you. Your worth isn't measured by how much someone else needs you. It's measured by your will to keep going, to keep rising, even when the world thinks you're finished. And finally, this story teaches us something deeper about perspective. The same dirt that was supposed to bury the donkey became his way out. Sometimes, the very thing that feels like your downfall holds the key to your breakthrough. So, what does this mean for you? Maybe you're in a tough place right now. Maybe you feel stuck, unheard, forgotten. Maybe life has been throwing problems at you: betrayal, rejection, loss, and you're tired of fighting. But you're still here. And like the donkey, you have a choice. You can let it weigh you down, or you can shake it off and step up.